Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Live on this glorious summer's afternoon. It's beautiful out there. And so I wanted to remind you that, do you know what? It's okay to do nothing sometimes, okay? And I wanted to talk to you about why you should be doing nothing. Now, those of you who know me know that doing nothing doesn't sit comfortably with me. I like to be busy. I like to be doing things. I like to be on the go. Doing nothing just seems like such a waste of time, doesn't it? But when I was ill, when I had the ME, the chronic fatigue syndrome, I was forced to confront this in this rather uncomfortable place of having to do nothing. My body desperately needed the rest, but my mindset was still one of I need to be busy. For me, I think that my busyness showed my worth. Look at how busy I am. All of these things I'm doing must have a value, therefore I must have a value. It also gave me purpose as well. I've got these things to do, they must be important. So surely, doing nothing meant I had no value and no purpose, which is why it felt so uncomfortable. And of course, we know that's not really the case. I know I have great value, and of course my purpose is clear for me every single day in what I do for a living. And now my understanding of our brain and how it works, that I got through all that training to be a hypnotherapist, understanding now how it works, helps me to recognise that doing nothing is a really valuable thing to do. Because I know that when I'm doing nothing, I'm not actually doing nothing, okay? You see, when I was so busy, being busy, when I was on the go all of the time, dealing with all of those things that I was throwing at my brain constantly, it had no time or capacity to do anything else other than react to what I was throwing at it. So, when at lunchtime, I sat just out there in my hammock and I had my cup of tea, and I wasn't feeding my brain with the next busy thing that I have to do, my brain was able to do something magical. You see, when we stop thinking and we stop doing, our brain is able to do all of that processing work, piecing together all the information it's been taking in, deciding what it means for us, problem solving, coming up with solutions. It's in those moments when we're doing nothing that our brain really comes up with our best ideas, because it can, because we give it the space to do so, because we're not using all of our brain's energy and capacity up and all of that other overthinking. So actually being a little bit bored is actually a good thing. It's when our brain is forced into being creative in order to alleviate the boredom. How often do you let yourself or your kids get bored? When was the last time? We don't, do we? Because even when we're sort of doing nothing, relaxing, we're flicking through our social media, we're checking our emails. We're never actually doing nothing. We never let ourselves get to that point of being bored. We're kind of quite proud of it. Hey, let's not get bored. The amount of parents that come in here and sit in my chair and tell me that half term's coming up and they're really dreading it because they've got to keep their kids busy every single minute of every day. Hey, look, I'm letting you off the hook here. Let them get bored, because that is when their brains come up with the most creative ideas, the most creative solutions, okay? So we can all give ourselves a little bit of permission to get more comfortable with doing nothing and getting a little bit bored. So I now go out of my way to make sure that I do nothing, okay? To sit and have that cup of tea, to wander down the garden, to just watch the chickens and the ducks going about their day. Not for long, because actually I don't think I'd feel too comfortable with that, but it doesn't need to be long. Just a few minutes here and there, dotted throughout the day, is enough to give your brain that time to do some of that background work. And to help me feel a little bit more comfortable with it, I've actually coined a new phrase for it. I now refer to this as active rest. When I'm just sat having a cuddle with one of the cats and not letting my mind go off into a frenzy of thinking, or if I'm going for a walk and purposefully emptying my mind, I know that even though perhaps I might be letting my body rest or I'm letting my mind rest, actually my brain in the background is doing a really important job, processing information, helping me to come up with my next creative idea, my next brilliant way of solving a problem. So go ahead. I'm going to give you full permission now, okay, to do nothing. To allow yourself to get bored and see what happens, okay? Just give it a try. And if you struggle to remember, okay, and you find it really difficult, just remember this, okay? We are human beings, not human doings. We all just need to be a little bit more rather than do a little bit more. Because when we do, that's when this up here does its best work. So I hope that's got you thinking a little bit today about how you go about your day and about how you can get more out of this, actually, by doing less. So have fun, enjoy playing around with it a little bit, go and sit outside, have a cup of tea, empty your mind and see what amazing ideas come into it. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.